Hello everyone and welcome to this short demo on FinancialForce PSA. My name is Adam and I am a PSA specialist at Ion. Joining us today is my colleague Ryan, who is also a PSA specialist. During this demo we will be looking at some questions and topics that have arisen during our time implementing the PSA software. So getting started, one of the first questions I would like to ask is, we know that in a service or project-based business, managing your resources is one of the biggest challenges. So can you show me how you manage resources in PSA?
Thank you, Adam. I will happily show you what resource management looks like inside of PSA. First off, when changing from an opportunity to a project, you may create something called resource requests. These requests are to allow specific resource roles to be assigned correctly to a project when the opportunity is completed and the project is become active. Inside of each of these resource requests, can either be left to be ready to staff, on hold, draft, or have been assigned to a specific resource. And these can range across the entire region inside of your PSA system. Upon creation of a resource request, a large amount of detail can be used inside of a request for a specific resource or role for a specific assignment. These requests can be made from an opportunity before the opportunity is even won. So if I go into a specific opportunity, and as you can see here, there are 4 resource requests already created. Just for one of them, you can see the requested hours, the suggested bill rate, and the specific role required for this resource request for this opportunity. If I clicked into the consultant one here, it would bring you to a page such like this, which is the details of this resource request. From here, you can see the resource request name, the associated project and opportunities, along with the associated accounts, region, practice, and group. You can also see the percentage of the probability of the opportunity being pulled through from the opportunity. Also, from the resource role, you can see the assignment, start date, and end date here, along with the resource request role and the stage of the actual resource request. If I click into the resources tab, you can see the 2 available consultant resources for the US region and their current utilization percentage. We will get into utilization a little bit later. Furthermore, you can see the skills and certifications from here. As you can see, there is a JavaScript with some familiarity requested inside of this resource request. This skills request further reduces the amount of available resources to fulfill the assignment. From the resources tab, you may select one of the available resources and quickly assign them to this resource request. So therefore, if the project is currently active, they would be assigned immediately, or once the opportunity has been fulfilled and the project has been created further on down the line, the assigned resource would be assigned whenever the project has been created. Upon successfully assigning a resource from a resource request, you may wish to see how that plans out across their current availability. This can be shown from the resource planner inside the PSA system. Inside the resource planner, you get a line-by-line detailed overview of each of your resources, their current availability as a percentage, and specific details about each of those resources from the accounts that they're connected to, practices, and groups. And the current utilization targets, as you can see here, it's displayed as a decimal. We will go into utilization a little bit later and how that's calculated, how that is best shown through the use of reports. Each of the resources inside the resource planner currently have a certain amount of assignments. As you can see, Andrew Clark only has 1 assignment. And as you can see, from a week-by-week basis, he's only scheduled to work 5 hours. You can change this view from the date ranges between these 2 dates here. You can change the detail between week, day, month, and quarter, depending on how many hours you wish to see across the week. If scrolling across a large amount of data, you can easily click the date tab to bring you straight back to today value. And you can easily click the fit value if you have changed any of these criteria here and get them to fit into how you wish them to be.
For any service-based business, maximizing utilization is a priority. Can you show us how businesses can optimize this by using PSA?
Of course, Adam. So as I mentioned earlier, inside the resource planner, there is something called resource availability. This is a percentage that is calculated between the 2 dates that have been allocated of how available a resource is. So if I take the first resource of the first line here, they're currently 51% available. This means across this specified date that 51% of their time is free to be allocated to other assignments, and 49% of their time is taken up by current assignments and project tasks. This is, however, different to utilization. Utilization has a target specified to each specific resource, which is currently 85% for the first resource. This can be different for other resources. As you can see here, one resource has 95% utilization target. Utilization cannot be seen on the resource planner, however, and is best seen on reports. In reports, you can specify which resources you'd like to see, the date ranges of their utilization, and if you wish to group them by practice or region. I will take you to the report now. So just for the scheduled billable utilization detail report, as you can see here, there's a nice graph displaying all the average scheduled billable utilization across each end date of each month and for each practice. In the actual details of the report, you can see that it's grouped by practice and each resource in that practice, and each of their utilization percentages taken from each month, and then a total average at the end. So as you can see, you can customize your reports to show that if it's a green, it's above 75%. If it's between 75 and 50%, that shows a yellowy color. And if it's below 50%, it shows red. This would help you have a detailed overview of your business and improve utilization inside of your business.
I have previously struggled to efficiently manage my projects due to limited visibility. How does PSA give a full view of projects and service operations?
There are many ways to view project details inside of PSA, one of which is by looking at the project planner, which I'll show you now. The project planner is much like the resource planner in that it gives you a line-by-line detailed description of each of the projects that you currently are working on inside the PSA system. It gives you the start date, the end date, the associated accounts and practice, and if you use the scroll bar at the bottom, you can also see if the project is active or billable. On the right hand side, you see an overview of the amount of hours that are scheduled for each of these projects, and if you use the drop down menu, which you see here on the left, you can also see the assignments that are inside that project and also their scheduled hours for each assignment. If you wanted to see more detailed roll-up information of each project, you would simply click on the project tab located right here, and that would bring you to a list view of all the projects currently inside the PSA system. If I was to quickly select one of the projects at the moment, so if I scroll down and click into the cybersecurity consultancy project, you'll be brought to one of these pages here. This is just a general overview of what's happening inside the project, any associated details with that project, i.e. the project ID, the current project manager, the project start date and end date, and any associated regions, practice groups, or accounts may also be located inside of this page. If I was to scroll quickly back to the top, you can see the overlay tabs of the project plan, the financials, the resources, and time and expenses of the project. These will just give you a quick overview of all of these four allocated things. So if I click into project plan, you'll see the milestones and tasks. If I clicked into financials, you'd see all your bookings versus billings and any budgets you may have. And if I clicked into resources, you could see your plan versus actual hours and any resource requests and assignments that have been created inside the project. The best way to visualize all of your current milestones and assignments, however, would be best to look at the project Gantt, which you can click and open here on the right hand side. This will bring you to a page that looks like this, which is just a general overview of all the assignments, all their details, i.e. in the start date and the end date located here, the duration of that task or milestone. And on the right hand side, you get a more visual view of how those tasks relate to each other and the current dependencies. So one task may start here and it may not be able to continue on to the next task until it is finished. On the left hand side, you can also scroll across, see the estimated hours, the actual hours of each task or assignment, and who is currently assigned or what role is to be assigned to this specific task.
What insights into our operational KPIs will this provide? Will it highlight any potential risks that could occur?
So your key performance indicators are completely up to you, depending on what your company wants to measure. So again, like I said back in the project, there is a lot of key KPIs that are seen in the overview of the entire project itself when calculating a roll-up, including all the financial side aspects of the project and the time aspect of the project. As you can see, there's planned hours, your billable hours, your ETC, EAC, and your EAC variance. Again, other key performance indicators you may wish to see is utilization, which we've already covered, which gives you a good overall billable aspect of per resource inside of your overall overarching company. Again, milestones cover a large range of information. If I click into one here, it will give you a detailed overview of the specific milestone itself. As you can see, the connected project, the milestone amount, the amount of planned hours that milestone has, target date and the actual date, and the pre-bill time card amount, and realized bill rate. All of these fields in here are completely customizable. So inside of the project, the milestone, resources, anything inside this PSA system you see here can either be taken out, edited, or put back in. So depending on a company's requirements or needs, those key performance indicators can be created and formalized inside the entire system to be put into reports for whenever needed.
We all know cash is king, and most project-based businesses will be delivering projects and services before they get paid. So how can PSA enable me to manage my cash flow?
You're right, Adam, cash is king, and therefore it's important to keep a track of where everything is going inside of the PSA system. And PSA allows you to monitor that with great detail and accuracy. So if I go back to the project of this overarching milestone and see the finances tab, I can see the bookings versus billings of this specific project marked in a graph here. And given the financial details, as I scroll down, the bookings, billings, and build of this project. Again, the costs and revenue are also labeled here. If I scroll a bit further down, you can see the 3 budgets that have been created for this project, the statuses of that budget, and also the amounts that each of those budgets have been created for. And then further on down the line, I can see a created billing event, which will be for when you are billing a customer and being created, and this would be sent out to create an invoice and a billing document, which further on attaches to further FFA products. Again, more tabularized graphs can be shown for each of your financial data for this project and overarching. However, this is just for a singular project detail. You may want to see for an entire region for say over the next forecasting 6. This can be shown in a report such as this, the 6-month rolling forecasted revenue report. This is grouped by the 3 parent regions inside the current org and split between the current end date of each month. This shows the expected total, the expected sum from the projects, and the expected sum of revenue from the opportunity. And again, spreads across the 6 months and then given a grand total towards the end. This is just an example of the many reports that can be created inside of PSA, and all of these fields are very easily manipulated and customizable inside of the edit tab, which gives you a large range of data to pull in from specific project types and report types to be edited, calculated, and displayed however you wish.
Will these features help ensure that invoices are always sent out to customers on time?
So Adam, when it comes to invoicing, you could use specific reports to generate the necessary data that you wish to see and transfer them into graphs and turn them into dashboards. However, for specific invoicing, you would probably do that off a project. So if I go back to my cybersecurity consulting project, as you can see here, there is something called the billing event. And this is generated usually on completion of a certain milestone, or this is depending on obviously your company's uses. And inside this billing event is the current details of this certain amount that you will be billing towards your customer. After reviewing the billing document, you may then click on this invoicing button up here. This would then release an invoice to the specified account which has the current details and contact details that be required, and send an invoice of the specified amount to your client for them to review and continue your business process from there.
I spend a lot of hours navigating between different business functions such as sales and projects. Can you show me how PSA would help align these?
Of course, Adam. I'm going to quickly take you back to the opportunities that I showed you right at the beginning. So the opportunities would be your sales section of the PSA. From here, obviously, as detailed before, you can see everything that is related to the opportunity and its details. Up in this top right hand corner, you can drop down and you can say create project. This is for when the opportunity is basically closed won. You can click create project. It will pull all the necessary information from the opportunity and stick that directly into this project, ready for it to have assignments assigned to it.
Can I get access to dashboards and reports between these different functions?
So Adam, with both your sales opportunities and your projects all being in one system, all of that detail and information can be easily rolled up into something called reports. This can be easily found by clicking on the quick bar at the top just here. It will bring you to a page that looks just like this. From this screen, you can then see all the reports that are currently created inside of your PSA system. Each report is unique and obviously shows different information depending on your company needs. If I take you into a report currently that I've currently created, such as the 6-month rolling forecast report, this shows each of the current rolling forecast for revenue across each month, rounded up to each parent region, so the Americas, APAC, and EMEA. So for each month, you can see a detailed overview of your current expected revenue, the revenue per projects, and your revenue per opportunity. Again, for all your reports, they can be easily customized and shown and displayed in different ways. You can use graphs to summarize all of your key information, and this can be easily generated and created depending on what your company needs. As for storing all the key information in one place, we use something called dashboards inside the PSA system. This can be easily found here, again, next to the reports on the quick bar tab, and it will pull you into a screen that looks just like the reports overlay, which gives you a list of all the current dashboards created inside the system. If I click into one currently used, so I'll click into the CEO dashboard here, and it'll bring you to this dashboard. This dashboard can be edited and changed and pull in all the different reports from the system and graphically show the key information that you wish to see. So at the minute, you can see the pipeline analysis, your target sales, current utilization from the past 3 months. There is the 6-month rolling forecast report that I showed you earlier in a graphical form, and many other reports that are found within the system.
Will the board be able to access strategic insights to help forecast the organization's data and focus on high-value opportunities?
So Adam, just as much as you can see all the information from viewing the PSA system, you can give them access to specific data, and they will be able to view the exact same information you are at the exact same time.
That's great, Ryan. Thanks for that demo.